I just made these, really basic. I'm not sure what you call these. Kingpins? No idea. You weld your stub axle onto that. Now I was looking at these wheels and they got a 10mm bearing ID. And I don't know if you know about 10mm shaft, it's not real strong, especially if you're only going to support it on one side. So I went and got these bearings. These got a 17mm ID. So I'm going to make a stub axle and I'm going to use that wonky axle over there for it. Yeah, I've got those beautifully TIG welded onto them. I don't know, I still can't remember what they're called. So, I can now get my axle length. I measured to the inside here, so I'll just take off that times 2 and that'll give me my axle length. There's the front axle sitting in place. Not quite squared up yet, I was just looking at it. I'll show you this view. See up in there. Right. Here's the cross member. And then these are the pivot bars and slide tubes, whatever you want to call them, for the pedal assembly, or lack of pedal assembly. Still haven't figured out what to call it. We're going to have a fake transverse leaf spring. So it's going to be made out of bent strips of flat bar, and there's going to be a spacer block coming down, possibly with a stud coming out of it, or I can just throw a bolt up into it, into a rivet nut. That would work, or just weld it solid. I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm going to center this up, put some marks here and there, attach the axle to the trans leaf spring, and then I can work on tying the front wheels together with steering, very basic steering. There's my leaf spring pack. I'm going to weld little sleeves on these, weld them together, and then drill the center hole so I can have the bolt going up, and then the front axle will be removable. Check this out. It's on all 4 wheels all by itself. Leaf springs in place. Just tacked now, bolted to that block which is tacked. Pretty happy with that. Now I want to connect the front wheels with steering links, and then make the pivot in the middle. It's going to be attached to the axle. You recognise this bit? This was off the original pedal assembly. It fits the steering shaft, which has seen better days. That's what I've got here. I don't want to drive an hour round trip to go get a piece of metal that's not rusty. And just clean it up and paint it. I'm going to cut this out, drill the 3 holes, probably put a piece of pipe here. The piece of pipe will slide into the pipe, and then I'll either have pinch bolts or a pin going through it. I haven't decided on that yet. It's going to have 4 tie rod ends, and then all thread. I'll just thread it rod, which I've got over there. So when we get that cut out, I gotta put the body back on, make a hoop probably about here over, just out of square stock I've got. I want to get a bender eventually and then start using round tube because it looks cool. There'll be a lot of trial and error with that. Then once I get the steering sorted, I can make the hairpin control arms. and then test this thing out, see if it will move with my weight on it. That's exciting. Just looking at fitting this in place, and it's very, very close to this, which is cool. I don't mind. But I have to drop this body over the chassis a bit more. I have to cut some out of here, and that's going to lower everything. And then that might not fit. So if I fit that and then try and cut this to drop it down over the chassis, it might not work, or it'll pivot up more than I want it to. So I'm going to have to chop this out, get the body sitting where I need it, then I can get the hoop under there. Put this in, it might not fit anymore. Okay. Good thing I didn't weld it in. Just trim a little bit off. I'm going to have it angled. This piece here is going to sit on front axle. So it's going to drill it, clean it up, and be good to go. Right, so this thing, and I'll just cut and sit here. Let's get this in it. I'm a bit wary about welding this, as this is hard to remove. So I might just set it like that, I think. I'm just going to tack it and then quickly get the nylon out of there. More tacks. Now onto the arms, the little arms that come out of here. I just had the wheel on here looking at how much space I got before I run out of room when it comes around here. And I've got a good ruler's width. I'm not sure how wide the ruler is, about 20, 3/4 maybe. And that'll be plenty enough to come out and then bend in a little bit. I'm starting to get impatient. I really want to pedal this thing around. So, I've got the steering connected with a pair of vice grips. It's my steering wheel. I'm going to get this thing on the ground and see if we can pedal it. Without grip on there. Definitely need a grip. I think I'll have to modify the crank. I've been busy. Don't worry, I'll show you how I did it. It was a 4 hairpin, but it was just way too big. just looked way out of proportion. So I cut one side off it and had a look, and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. So I left it like that. That's just welded there. And then there's a new addition on the front. The little itty bitty wheels. Wheelbarrow wheels. Now I'm thinking I might be able to put this tyre on this rim. Maybe. They look to be about the same diameter. This one's obviously wider, but I reckon I can force it on there. And that would look pretty cool. But I'm not going to worry about that just now, because in order to fit these on there, I had to cut this off, put this part back in the lathe and turn it down to 16mm, because these have got 16mm bearings, and these are 17mm bearings. So I'd have to make new stub axles if I was going to use this rim and this tyre. Yeah, I like that look a lot better, more proportionate. I got these wheels, $40 each, which is a bargain, but they're way too wide for the front, so I'm going to use those on something else. I'd love another one of those, but I can't find one, so that's what I got. So let's make one of these. I'm just doing that in a lathe. I got a feeling that this is stainless steel, because it takes forever to cut the bandsaw, and the lathe doesn't really struggle with it, but it seems a lot harder than just normal steel. This is the offcut of the other side, the one I just showed you. All I did was stick in the bench and bend it. Nothing special. It was about there, around about there, and I'm gonna TIG weld that. I know I just said that I think this is stainless, but it still welds. They both melt at the same rate, in my opinion. Right, this is going to be bolted through that, so I can weld this onto there. I used to do a lot of brazing, silver soldering and whatnot, and this just reminded me of, it's very similar, TIG welding and silver soldering. TIG welding is a lot quicker, but it's very similar in the fact that you want the liquid metal, in this case the base metal as well as the filler rod, to wet out over an area, whereas the silver solder is pretty much the same thing. You want the solder to wet out underneath what you want to join together. I'm not sure if you can see these two marks there. That's where this goes. I'll try and hold it in such a way you can see what I'm doing. So that's going to get welded there, and then that gets welded. This gets bolted to that, and then the front gets welded to the axle. So I'm going to tack this in place, and then cut out my sheet metal to match the other side. This is a mirror image of what's on the other side. When I drill it, this will have a tendency to pull out. Ow! Yep, that's still hot. So just under that mark, and about there. 11mm hole. Right there. with how the front end's coming along. I'm going to focus my attention on the crank assembly here.